Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Here, we embrace true femininity. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update.
As Alice walked into the dimly lit room, she couldn't help but feel a pang of curiosity mingled with apprehension. Her brother, Adam, had always been a mystery to her, but never more so than in recent months. She had stumbled upon his secret by chance, discovering a hidden stash of women's clothing beneath a false bottom in his dresser drawer. Intrigued, Alice had spent hours sifting through the delicate fabrics and vibrant colors. It was as if each garment whispered its own tale of desire and liberation. The discovery had sparked an unspoken bond between them, a shared secret that transcended the boundaries of gender. Adam had always been reserved, conforming to societal expectations and hiding his true self beneath a facade. But now, as Alice stood in front of a full-length mirror in Adam's makeshift dressing room, she marveled at the transformation that lay before her. The room was a haven of self-expression, adorned with racks of dresses, shelves of shoes, and an array of wigs in every color imaginable. Alice could hardly believe her eyes as she beheld Adam, now fully transformed into his alter ego, Adeline. Gone was the shy and reserved brother she had known all her life. Adeline exuded confidence and grace in the way she moved and carried herself. The clothes seemed to come alive on her, shimmering with a newfound vibrancy that mirrored the spirit within. As Alice watched her brother embrace his true identity, a surge of admiration filled her heart. She had always seen Adam as someone who played by the rules, but now she realized how brave he truly was. It took immense courage to break free from society's expectations and embrace one's authentic self. In that moment, Alice made a silent vow to stand by her brother no matter what. She would become Adeline's confidant, her trusted ally in this journey of self-discovery. Together, they would navigate the complexities of identity and face the challenges that lay ahead with unwavering support for one another. Days turned into weeks, and Alice and Adeline grew closer than ever. They spent countless hours experimenting with different styles, sharing fashion tips, and delving into the world of makeup and hairstyling. The room became their sanctuary, a realm where they could shed societal expectations and embrace their true selves without judgment or fear. Their bond expanded beyond the realm of fashion and self-expression. Alice discovered that Adeline possessed a poetic soul, pouring her heart into heartfelt verses that captured the essence of their shared journey. Adeline's words resonated deeply within Alice's heart, igniting her own passion for storytelling. Inspired by her brother's courage and creativity, Alice began to write stories that celebrated individuality and the power of self-acceptance. She weaved intricate tales filled with characters who defied societal norms, finding strength in embracing their authentic selves just as Adeline had done. Alice's stories became a refuge for those who felt trapped within the confines of societal expectations, providing them with hope and encouragement to break free and embrace their true identities. Word of Alice's stories began to spread, and soon her words reached far beyond their small town. Readers from different corners of the world wrote heartfelt letters, expressing how her stories had touched their lives and inspired them to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Alice was overwhelmed with a sense of purpose she had never experienced before. She realized that her writing had the power to create change, to break down barriers, and to challenge the rigid norms that confined so many individuals. She was determined to use her newfound platform to advocate for inclusivity and acceptance. As her stories gained popularity, Alice caught the attention of influential figures who shared her passion for breaking societal boundaries. Together with a group of like-minded artists, writers, and activists, Alice formed an organization called Unveiled Possibilities. Its mission was to empower individuals of all backgrounds to embrace their true identities and live authentically, without fear of judgment or discrimination. Unveiled Possibilities became a movement that swept across the nation. Through workshops, seminars, and public speaking engagements, Alice and her team spread their message of inclusivity and self-acceptance to schools, communities, and even government organizations. They fought for policy changes that protected the rights of marginalized individuals and worked tirelessly to dismantle the systems that perpetuated discrimination. As the movement grew stronger, so did Alice's own voice. She found herself at the forefront of a revolution, not just for herself and Adeline, but for all those who had ever been told they didn't belong or that they needed to conform. Alice's stories continued to inspire countless others to break free from the chains of societal expectations and embrace their true selves. But amidst the chaos and triumphs of her newfound role as an advocate, Alice never forgot the bond she shared with Adeline. Despite the demands of her work, Alice always made time to visit Adeline at the nursing home. Adeline's memory had begun to fade, but whenever Alice walked into her room, a flicker of recognition would light up her eyes. On one particularly sunny afternoon, Alice arrived at the nursing home with a bouquet of Adeline's favorite flowers in hand. She found her sitting by the window, gazing out at the world beyond, lost in her own thoughts. Alice approached slowly, careful not to startle her. "Adeline," she whispered softly, taking a seat beside her. "It's me, Alice." Adeline turned towards Alice, her eyes squinting for a moment before they widened with recognition. A smile broke across her weathered face, and she reached out a frail hand to clasp Alice's. "Alice," she murmured, her voice fragile but filled with love. "You're here." "I'll always be here for you, Adeline," Alice replied, with tears welling up in her eyes. "You're the reason I started this movement, the reason I found my own voice. I couldn't have done any of this without you." Adeline's grip tightened around Alice's hand, as if trying to convey her own gratitude and love without words. They sat together in the quiet room, basking in the warmth of their connection. As the days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, Alice continued her visits to the nursing home. She would bring Adeline little trinkets and mementos from her travels, filling her room with reminders of all the lives they had touched. They would share stories and memories, sometimes laughing until their bellies hurt, other times shedding tears for the struggles they had faced. One day, as Alice settled into her usual seat beside Adeline, she noticed a glimmer of mischief in her eyes. Adeline leaned in closer and whispered, "I have a secret to tell you." Alice's heart fluttered with anticipation. She leaned in closer, eager to hear what Adeline had to say. "I've been keeping a journal," Adeline confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "A journal filled with all our adventures and the impact we've made together." Alice's eyes widened with astonishment. "You mean to say that you've been documenting every moment?" Adeline nodded, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. "Yes, my dear. Every single moment, every triumph and setback, all preserved within these pages." Alice's heart filled with gratitude and awe as she realized the magnitude of this gift. Adeline had been safeguarding their legacy, ensuring that their stories would be remembered. "Will you show it to me?" Alice asked, her voice trembling with emotion. Adeline nodded and reached for the bedside table, where a worn leather-bound journal lay hidden beneath a pile of letters. She handed it to Alice, who gently opened it to the first page. The first entry was dated many years ago, written with Adeline's delicate handwriting that had since grown shaky with age. Alice read the words aloud, her voice quivering with emotion. "Today, I met a young girl filled with dreams and a yearning to make a difference. Little did I know that our paths would intertwine so beautifully, and that together, we would create ripples of hope that would extend far beyond our own lives." As Alice turned the pages, she was transported back in time, reliving their shared adventures and the countless lives they had touched. Each entry was a testament to resilience, compassion, and the power of friendship. There were tales of laughter and joy, as well as moments of heartache and struggle, all captured within the pages of Adeline's journal. As Alice reached the final entry, tears blurred her vision. Adeline had penned it just days ago, pouring her heart onto the paper with a vulnerability that was both heartbreaking and inspiring. My dear Alice, my time in this world draws to its end. But as I reflect upon our journey together, I am overwhelmed with gratitude for the life we have lived. We have seen the world with open hearts, embracing its beauty and its sorrow. We have fought against injustice, stood up for those who had no voice, and carved a path of love and compassion where there was none before. In your presence, I have become the person I was always meant to be, brave, strong, and determined. And now, as I prepare to take my final breaths, I do so knowing that our legacy will endure. Our stories, etched upon these pages, will inspire others to live with courage and kindness. They will remind the world that two souls can make an extraordinary difference when they dare to dream and act. Alice, my dear friend, continue our journey in your own way. Let the journal guide you as it has guided me. And may every word within it be a reminder of the unyielding power of love and resilience. Alice closed the journal, her heart heavy with the weight of Adeline's impending departure. She had always known that this day would come, yet the reality of it left her feeling lost and alone. Adeline had been more than a friend, she had been Alice's guiding light, her source of strength. Determined to honor Adeline's final wish, Alice took a deep breath and opened the journal once again. The pages fluttered, as if whispering their stories into her ear. With each turn, memories danced before her eyes, reminding her of the battles they had fought together, the lives they had touched, and the dreams they had nurtured. As she reached into the depths of her grief, Alice found a glimmer of hope. She realized that their journey was not over, it was merely taking a different form. Adeline had prepared her for this moment, urging her to find her own path and continue making a difference in the world. Alice knew that she couldn't replace Adeline or replicate their bond, but she also understood that she carried a piece of Adeline's spirit within her. Adeline's unwavering belief in the power of love and resilience had become a part of Alice's own being. And so, with newfound determination, Alice decided to embark on her own journey, armed with the lessons she had learned from her dear friend. She began by revisiting the places they had once fought for justice, offering her support to those who needed it most. Alice listened intently to the stories of the voiceless, providing them with a platform to share their struggles and triumphs. In doing so, she ensured that their stories would be heard and that their voices would resonate through the hearts of others. But Alice's path didn't end there. She discovered a passion for teaching, inspired by Adeline's generosity in sharing knowledge and empowering others. Alice embraced this new calling with open arms, dedicating herself to educating and uplifting the next generation. She created a safe and nurturing environment where her students could not only learn academic subjects but also develop their character and discover their unique voices. Alice poured her heart into her teaching, just as Adeline had poured her heart into everything she did. She encouraged her students to explore their passions and follow their dreams, reminding them of the power within themselves to make a difference in the world. Like a torchbearer passing on the flame, Alice shared Adeline's wisdom and strength with each student that entered her classroom.